One decision that cost me everything. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous on this one. Woo! I'm a little nervous on this one. I need y'all support. One decision that cost me literally everything I knew. We're gonna get into that. But while we have a chance, I need y'all to get comfortable. I need y'all to invite somebody. Click that share button right now. Life's a trip. I brought my IG family here. I'm gonna start sharing it on my side here too. Literally, one decision can throw your whole life off, and that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about. I'm a little squirm in my seat. I'm a little nervous for this one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But I know y'all would support me. I know y'all individually, so y'all always love to see me grow. So I'm just excited. We're about to get into it, but while I have a chance, go ahead and click that share button right here on your right. And if you're on IG, go ahead and click that little airplane icon. That's how you share and invite friends to the table. I want to make sure people are on the table because I feel like we all deal with failure. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do so. 5, 4, 3, 2. Share that button right now. The IG's popping. All right. Whew. I'm gonna play some music real quick. I need to get my nerves is kicking. The nerves is kicking. What's up, Sabrina? Let me say what's up to my people. BJ, what's up, Lauren? Denise, what's up, Mr. Langley? On IG, Facebook family, I need you, all y'all that is shout y'all. I want you to click that share button right now. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to do so. And if you want to give me some support, like pat on my back, I think pat on my back today is the like button. So give me some like or hearts if y'all want to pat me on my back to kind of go through this. What's up, Lauren? What's up? What's up? What's up? I got this. Oh, okay. Woo! All right. So let's jump into it. Why not? So while we go along, again, I want you to share this video right now. But last week we spoke about. Let me turn this down a little bit. So last week we spoke about communication, and I gave everyone a chance to do some homework about communicate something that's long overdue, something that should have been talked about a long time ago. So I did the homework myself. I want to keep myself accountable. So I had a conversation with a good friend, which I feel like just like he's my homie, but I feel like our relationship was kind of like disconnecting a little bit. I feel like sometimes when you're in seasons, you have friends for a reason in those seasons. But sometimes you outgrow people. That's the bottom line. So instead of me kind of like disconnecting all the way, I wanted to have a conversation like, yo, this is how I feel. Everything on the table. Yeah, and just be straight up. So ultimately, like I communicated. It was very hard for me to do so, but like it was so worth it. Like I saved a relationship that in my mind felt like it needed to be like broken. Like I needed to be stripped away. But in reality, it just needed to be evolved. So shout out to that lesson last week. I hope you guys are doing your homework every single week. Lighthouse Stories. What's up? So right now, before we get into it, what's up, Lesford? I want you to go ahead and click that share button right now. Click that like. I'm going to share this pivotal moment that allowed me to make one decision that cost me everything I knew and loved at that point. And I feel like I'm not the only one that deal with failure. And what inspired me last week is I must have messed up on the public. The content wasn't that strong last week for the Lighthouse Stories. I'm not gonna lie. It was just I just got in, I got out. It wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. So with the power of it, it reflected in the shares, it reflected in the likes, it reflected in the comments, it just reflected in the feedback. So I was really like hurt. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. I was so hurt. I was like, oh my gosh, after 4 weeks of like going hard and then I have to come to this. So it really threw me back. So and when I feel failure, like honestly, I hate losing more than I like to win. That's just how I am. So when I felt that failure, it took me out. Like my body, I couldn't operate my body. My mind was done. Like everything in me was gone because of that one failure. And I'm not the only one that has felt this way before. I guarantee it. Many of you have also felt failure and how it deactivates yourself. You know what's up. It takes you away from your own self. And that's exactly what happened last week. So I'm like, why do I feel like this? Like this is like some serious failure moment. Like this is like hard for me to go through. So why do I feel like this? So I realized like this is not the first time I felt like this. And I just wanted to kind of bring up the surface one of the latest, most recent times I really felt like this 100 times. And it was a failure that I endured. And sometimes we get to a moment where like, oh yeah, that failure was good for me. I learned a lesson. But no, it hurt. No, it like threw me off. It threw me off my whole game. Like sometimes we bypass the failure part. Like we like to believe we never fail. But no, we fail. Of course you learn lessons from it, but during that time when you do fail, you fall apart. If you're like me, you fall all the way apart. So that was my inspiration behind that. And I'm gonna jump into it, but I'll need y'all to share this thing. You know, I'm gonna keep it there. Give me some likes, give me some love, give me some hearts. Comment how you feeling today. But I want to make sure that everyone is engaged into this lesson. Everyone is seeing exactly how we can learn from each other. My story touching your story. That's exactly what we're going to do. So this is how. Woo! So I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds to do so. Go ahead and share right now. Go ahead and share. And we're going to jump right into it. What's up? What's up? Sabrina, Lauren, Justine. Hello. What's up, Vernell, Emmanuel? IG, what's up, fam? Gracie, Alicia, Rob, what's up, bro? So here is the deal. If you're ready for the deal, go ahead and say, I'm ready. Type in, I'm ready. If you're ready for the story, I need you to type in, I'm ready. That's like my digital support. That's like that right here. It's like, yo, Dare, you got this. It's all right. Just say, I'm ready, because if I know you're ready, I'll become ready. Let me turn this music down a little bit. It's loud here. All right. Boom. So here is the story. All right, so here's the story. So 2 years ago, I started this project called The Canvas, right? And if you guys know me, you guys already know, if you follow me, you already know that like when I started The Canvas, everyone knew it. Like I dreamt it, I bled it, I spent so much energy, so much time, so much money into it. And if you didn't know, The Canvas is a platform that myself and the team gathered together to like recreate music and entertainment by really platforming like new artists. So like, I'm telling you, I put my whole life into this, my heart into this project, my heart into this business. But now I'm gonna let you know what happened as far as why I'm not still continuing with it. So give me some support real quick. Give me some shares right now. Give me some like, give me some love. I need that love. I need that popping on the screen. I need it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love the support. So with that, again, I poured my heart. I poured my, I lost friends. I poured my money into this project. But I made one decision after 2 years of hustle, after 2 years of hard work, that disrupted the whole thing. Like literally destroyed the whole thing. in my perspective, in my ownership of it. So with that, so one of the team members I was working with, like they gave me like a chance to like use their space. Like anytime you're in this city, you can use my space. And what I did, I definitely I abused it. Like I took advantage of it one day. And after getting no permission, after like thinking like, oh, everything's all right, I'm about to just go to the space, I'm gonna chill out. Like I just abused it all. Like I took advantage of that relationship and I took advantage of that privilege. And what happened was like for me, I'm thinking, okay, it's not a big deal. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna talk about it. But the backlash of it disrupted the whole relationship between myself and that team member. Like I thought it was a small thing, but it caused so much personal strife between me and that team member. It caused so much disruption that, okay, I was thinking like, okay, this is going to be a personal matter. We're going to handle it personally. But that bled all the way into the business. Unbeknownst to me, that bled all the way into the business. And my decision, my abuse of a privilege, my abuse of trust, my ability to take advantage of somebody really destroyed what I feel, my ownership in the canvas. It destroyed it because the trust was lost at that point. So ultimately, it came to a decision where I had to fully just opt all the way out. I was like I had to fully be stripped away from the whole business based on one decision. Like one decision. Like I'm getting riled up right now because look at the vein coming out of my head right now. Because one decision stripped everything I've learned, I've loved, I cherished in that moment away. One decision that I made, right? So when I tell you I was hurt, I was hurt. I was distraught. Imagine 2 years of you working for something, pouring your life into, for it to be stripped away by a dumb decision that you made. Woo! It's tough. I need some support. So give me some love and get some likes. Click that share button. I'm gonna tell you how I overcame it. Right? You may have your own strategies, but I want to take you through the process of me really being hurt, like distraught, and how I was able to take hits and take lessons and really overcome it. I want to share that today. So I want you guys to click that share. I want you to like this up real quick. Shout out to you guys for supporting the Lighthouse Stories. Again, this is my story. I want to hear your story. I feel like our stories together, as we share stories, we're able to grow from each other. And that's a blessing. So I want to make sure everyone is seeing this. So go ahead and click that share button right now. If you're on IG, what's up, IG family? What's up? What's up? What's up? Click that share. It's a little airplane icon. Click that share button and click invite friends to make sure people are getting on this conversation. So again, I made a dumb decision. I lost my whole ownership of a business that I helped create. I mean, everything in me was done, depleted, lost. I didn't know what to do. But here are the steps that I took that I feel like I can encourage you to take as well. And the first one, bottom line, I had to stop playing the victim. That's the first step I had to do. I had to stop playing the victim. Because when I made the decision, I didn't think about nobody's feelings. I didn't think about how anybody felt. I just literally made the decision. And what happened was I was playing the victim like, okay, it wasn't a big deal. It was, if I was that person, I would be cool. Like I would just get over it. Like he didn't, like I went into like, wow, this is like getting a lot. And I was like, that team member didn't have to talk to me like that. That person didn't have to get angry, yell and scream and cuss at me. Like, what is that? So I began to put myself in a victim state. Like, oh, woe is me. Oh, my decision was not that. It didn't deserve all the backlash, right? So I was literally like disregarding everything that I did. I didn't even take an account of the decision I made. I didn't take an account because I was so blinded and I was so muted in my ears to realize what I actually did. And that's the first step. You got to stop playing the victim. When you fail, you fail. Bottom line, you got to come face to face with your failure. That's what I want to leave y'all with. You got to come face to face with your failure. It's nobody's fault but mine in that case. It was nobody's fault but mine. And I had to realize that. Literally. Looking for ways. And also, I was looking around. I was talking to people. I was making sure that I was being validated. So that's something that I try to do. That wasn't good. I was trying to share my story, my tidbits. Sometimes we get into our own perspective, like, yo, you know what, this happened, and then that happened, and then that's how I felt. And you leave out all the stories that make you the villain. Like you miss out all the points that make you the bad guy. You disregard them. And what I was doing, I was going around searching for validation that just allowed me to be slower in my process. Like I didn't come face to face with my failure, and that I didn't. I didn't. I was so hurt. I couldn't at that point. So first step, what I did, I had to stop playing the dang victim. I wasn't the victim in this case. I was the culprit in this case. Bottom line, I want to hear what you guys are saying. I want to hear it. Stephanie says, good teaching and your transparency, maturity, and being humble and taking ownership. Man, you got to. What's up, bro? You're saying super important to be honest with ourselves. You're saying good. Yep. And I want to continue. So I'm gonna give you my second tool of how I overcame this failure, how I overcame this horrible moment in my life. But I need y'all to click that share button. If you're just joining me, welcome again to Lighthouse Stories. This is a very transparent moment for me. So I encourage you to give me some love, give me some likes. Like just share that love because this is like super tough on me to just like to talk about. And then click that share button right here to your left right now to make sure everyone is getting engaged in the conversation. So again, first step, I had to stop playing the victim. Second step, Stephanie said it earlier, I had to take ownership of what I did. Bottom line, I had to take ownership of what I did. After disregarding everything that I did, I had to realize, wow, I really made a messed up decision. Like I really literally took advantage of somebody's trust, somebody's privilege, somebody's space, because I was just thinking of myself. I was being very selfish. So that's what I had to do. I had to literally take ownership in what I did. And I know I'm not the only one. That is hard to begin to take ownership of what's your mistake. So that's what I had to do. I had to take ownership of what it. I had to really see myself face to face, like, wow, you messed up. And it's hard because when you're stripped away from a whole business that you started, and ultimately it came out to you losing the business, you don't want to allow anything to make you seem like it was your fault. Like you'll die before saying, oh, it was my fault. My decision made that. But literally, I had to come to grips with that. And it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. One of the hardest things I ever have to do with. I want to leave y'all with this, just a nugget. You are the number one factor in your failure. Bottom line. Whether you impacted it, whether you started it, whether you ended it, the only person that you can protect is yourself. So you're the only factor. Even if you had a small mess up in the whole war, even if you're very minute in your decision, that one decision is yours. You're still the number one factor in that small decision. So I had to realize, like, I'm the number one factor in this disruption of this business. Like, it was my decision that caused all this strife. And that was hard. That was so hard. So I'm give me some love, give me some like, because I know this is resonating with someone who has felt failure, felt pain, felt disruption, felt like uneasy about really taking ownership of things. I need you all to share this right now. I need y'all to. I'm loving the likes because that's giving me more comfort in knowing that I'm not the only one. Let me read you guys' comments here. It says, a good business requires high relational intelligence. Oh, you're absolutely right. Learning how to first start a relationship with someone and sustain relationships is so important. So I love that. Who else are we saying? People are saying, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to hear you guys' feedback as well. Derek says, number one factor. Absolutely. I agree, brother. I agree. This next one. All right. So again, I stopped playing the victim. I took ownership in my part in the whole disruption of everything. This third one, which, woo! This third one right here, I had to begin to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself. After feeling like I wasn't the player in it, then realizing that I was the main factor in it, I was like disappointed in myself. Like, why would you even allow yourself to make a decision like that? That cost you everything. So I literally had to come to grips with myself and forgive myself. And I'm telling you, this was a hard decision. It's hard to forgive yourself, but it was so freeing when I did. So the main step that I feel like that helped me was realizing, like, wow, you made a mistake, but you are not the mistake. Like, you failed, but you're not considered a failure because of it. And that was a huge weight off my shoulders. Off my shoulders. I'm gonna read the comments real quick. Let's be saying, I appreciate your transparency, brother. Integrity is an endangered species, bruh. Somebody recap the steps. Stop playing the victim. Take ownership of what you did. You are the number one factor in your failure. Absolutely. I'm loving the IG love. Share this right now. Facebook, share this right now. Give me some likes, give me some love. Share your story. When have you felt failure? Like, am I the only one in this boat? I can't be the only one in this boat. Thank you for showing the love, because that gives me more support. Again, how I overcame it is different from everybody. But first, I had to stop playing the victim. Second, I had to take ownership of what I did. Third step is I had to forgive myself. In my opinion, that was the most hardest thing That was the hardest step of all of it. I had to forgive myself. After all that, after going through the trenches, after headache after headache, after just disappointment in self, I had to now ask myself, so what's next? You made a mistake. It was all your fault, and you took the blame because it was your blame. But now I had to realize, I had to ask myself, what is next? There was no reason for me to wallow in pain and wallow in crying and woe is me and oh my gosh, this is the business I started 2 years ago and oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? There was no reason for me, nor time for me to really sit there and be like stuck. So I encourage you, if you're feeling failure right now, if you faced it in the past, you got to ask yourself right now, so what's next? Type that in. So what's next? Because I need that to resonate. It happened. You failed. You got up. You dusted yourself off. But you can't sit in that dust at your feet. You can't sit in that pain. You have to ask yourself, what is next? How are you going to learn from this? How are you going to shift your perspective? What is next? What is next? I'm loving it. Type it in. Celeste, shout out to you. Justine, Tanisha. You guys are learning. I'm learning from you. We're sharing stories. This is all the Lighthouse stories. It's about being transparent. It's about learning from each other's stories to become a better self. That's the bottom line. And again, that was the craziest moment of my life. As a recap, I had to first, begin to take ownership. I had to begin to look at myself saying, hey, this is your reason. I had to stop playing the victim. Literally, I had to forgive myself. But here's a step that I'm currently on and I was on. I think it's a progression thing. What is next? What is next? So I need y'all to ask yourself, okay, it happened. So what's next? That's what you guys need to begin to think about. I want to leave you with the quote of the day. This quote happens to be from Psalms 119:71. It says, it was good for me that I was afflicted. It taught me to pay attention to God's statutes. So bottom line, it was good for me to go through that. Like, although it was like the worst thing I've ever experienced my entire life, not gonna lie, it was so good for me to learn those character traits, to be integral, to have integrity, to have ethics, to know that my mistakes do have consequences. That was the best thing I could have ever dealt with. Yeah, it cost me my business. It cost me friends. It cost me trust. It cost me to really be disappointed in myself. But overall, I can look right here at this screen and look at you guys and knowing that I'm a better self because of it. And I don't think I would ever have reached this part of myself without enduring that. I would have just kept it going. I would have kept misusing and mistrusting and taking advantage of people. But I had to really hit rock bottom. So that's what I encourage you with. Just because you hit rock bottom doesn't mean your life is over. Just because you hit that pit doesn't mean you can't rise again. Like I rose. I rose. And I'm so excited now I get to share and to encourage and to be transparent in this story because it happened. And who am I to leave this not in the open? Who am I to take away from your learning lessons from it? That's exactly how we're going to do it. Forgiveness, yep. What's next? Tanisha said exactly, I hear you. That's right. Dust yourself off. Y'all better just, y'all don't even have to comment. Just dust yourself off. Just dust yourself off. It happened. Get up. Move along. Build something new. Build yourself up. So here's your homework. Homework. Before I leave you with this homework, I need you to share this right now. If you shared it once, share it again. Share it in another group. Give me 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out to you guys. This is going to be an amazing rebroadcast for anybody and everybody that looks at it, but it's up to you to share this right now. Here's your homework. Here's your homework. I need you to resurface a failure in your life that you have not dealt with. That's your homework today. Resurface. Bring it up. Dig it back up. I know you say you learned a lesson from it. I know you said it, but it's still hurting your heart. I need you to bring that back up, resurface it, bring it back to the table, and begin to deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it, it's going to come back right around. That's your homework. Again, this is Lighthouse Stories every Monday night at 9:30 p.m. I love the love. If you want to join a public group, it's Lighthouse Stories on Facebook. Just type it in. And we're going to keep rocking. We're going to keep rolling. And we're going to keep sharing stories. Love y'all. Peace. Peace, 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 peace.